I moved into the studio over 2 years ago, and it went from being empty to packed with a lot of art and chaos really quickly. Now, even after 2 years, I have never kind of established a system of sorting my stuff, which I really need to change, and you will see why later. I was planning to make this video a long time ago, and then I finally decided to make it after I finished my latest project, which is now finished, and now I actually have to clean up. So let's go! No procrastinating anymore. Well, now I'm planning to start with this corner, and let me give you a quick guide of what you're seeing here. This is my painting rack, or the word that doesn't come to my mind right now, this. It's always here, except if I'm using it. Then we have a really wonky table with a chair, and there's a lot of random things on this table, and it's mostly a lot of random things that I like to have quick access to, but it's stacking up, it looks messy, and maybe I can create a system here as well. And then my couch, which occasionally has some clothes draped over it. My scarf is always on it, some blankets, and my work bag, which I always place here when I arrive at the studio, because I do not live here, I drive here. This is here. It usually isn't, but I'm getting distracted from what I actually want to take care of first, which is this shelf here. It has some kind of system actually, but it's also kind of vague. Let me explain. Okay, this is the lowest section. It's least important. You can see that my camera bag's here and cleaning tools that really need to be replaced. Then here, this is a bit more important. I usually have all my technical and protective stuff here, like masks that I need to exchange as well. Another mask, tools, safety goggles, my Dremel and all the Dremel equipment, because there's a power outlet here and I can charge it. In the section above that, there is a collection of brushes, a sandpaper collection of different thicknesses, and basically a lot of spraying bottles. And on the top part, there is mostly painting equipment, some art, and I always put my keys here. And then on the top there's trash bags, which I use as a spraying ground, and I need to replace them as well, because the paint is flaking off of all of them. And then there's my gouache and my watercolors and a bit of art as well. Now, I don't actually want to clean it out because the system is working, but it's piling up. Yeah, it's piling up. So I'm just gonna take everything out and then see what I'll do. I don't know yet. Well, okay, as you can see, it's already the next day. And after cleaning this whole area and the shelf, I kind of already restocked it. I think I do have a slightly better system now, and it's a bit less chaos, because there's still a lot of things on the floor that are not going back on here. To give you a quick rundown, the top shelf is still stocked with paint and a bit of decoration as well, simply because it looks pretty. On top, there's more decoration, just like before, some brushes, and in the future there will be trash bags again. Now, the biggest change was probably this section, because foreshadowing, the battery of my microphone went empty just now, and in order to replace them, they are here. The need for this video is big. Now the biggest change happened to these two sections, because not only did I reorganize them, I also switched them, because I do use the tools way more frequently than I use spray cans. My dust allergy is really catching up to me, by the way. And what I did keep in mind to not overstock it again is that this shelf needs to be filled with quickly accessible items. So you can just walk from there to here, take something and then go back. Here's the tools, like safety masks, my Dremel, tools, hot glue sticks, and that's basically it. And then on the bottom we have spraying cans, acrylic paint, my Copic markers that I had all the way over on top of cardboard boxes near my desk, my cutting board, more acrylic paint, and I kind of had the idea to, hear me out, to hang the paint tubes in the air to have more space. I mean, basically it's working, but I kind of don't like it, and I'm gonna cut this off again. Now finally on the bottom we have camera equipment, cables and cleaning tools. It looks more empty than before, which is not entirely a bad thing. So right now I'm gonna leave it as it is, and maybe I'm gonna come back to it later. For now I'm gonna move on. And before I show you what is in the closet, because it's the worst thing in the studio, I'm gonna drive to the big blue building to buy storage boxes. Yes! Is it just me, or does going to IKEA feel like a fever dream to you too? Every time. It did not have all the products I was looking for available, but what I did buy is just 4 simple boxes. And since recycling is quite a big thing in Germany, a recycling bin. And this one is special because it is not only one bin, but it has sections. This is peak engineering, and I cannot wait to go to the Wertstoffhof with this. Unironically, I think I'm getting old. Now, the reason why I bought these boxes is to mostly store leftovers and whatever comes to my mind. Because, well, I'm keeping my leftovers in the closet here, and in this bag, and in this bag, and it is really inefficient. Whenever I'm searching for something, it's all spilling out. So what I'm gonna do now is sort everything in these boxes. Let's go! Alright, so fabrics, foam, cardboard, paper, and mixed media. This will probably be filled into tinier boxes, and I don't know where to put this yet because, well, it's not worth the box, if you know what I mean. But yeah, these 3 are for sure. I'm gonna put them right here. Well, look at this. This is already looking a lot better. The paper box doesn't fit here. It does. Critical thinking skills. All right, I'm gonna leave it like this for today. I don't know how to continue. The floor is an absolute mess, but I don't know what to do with all this stuff. So I'm just continuing here where I do know what to do. My plan is to take apart these boxes because they're empty and they have no use being here anymore. But you know, then what? I do not like rearranging things because whenever I start, I see what else needs rearranging, and it's like everything in the studio. I know there's a lot of people who love organizing, and if you're one of them, I have to apologize because this whole video is not organized. So let's make a satisfying time lapse. Man, I did not only take these boxes apart, I took them apart, like literally cutting out every single piece. I even sorted them according to size, and then I put the majority of them in yet another cardboard box. This is gonna stay there because it's kind of an extension for my couch. I also emptied my trash can, and now I'm going to take care of my closet. Let's take a look inside, shall we? Give me a second. I have to improvise. There's the boxes on the bottom here, but the rest is, well, all over the place. So first thing I'm gonna do is take all of this out. This video is so all over the place. If you're able to watch it, good for you. And for me. Do you notice anything different? Yeah, the table's missing. And my couch is now here. I can actually sit up without hitting my head, and I can lean on the wall comfortably. Why did I not arrange it like this for 2 whole years? Anyway, the table is actually now back here, right in the corner, because it was always empty and there was just the laser on the floor, and I would use it on the floor, and now I don't have to anymore. And my work bag is also way more accessible. I sorted the closet, but first I want to show you my packaging material. This is partially from the laser boxes and partially from other boxes, because whenever we had boxes delivered, I was like, give it all to me. And now I have way too much of it, and I have not yet thrown it away because I'm still thinking that there might be an opportunity someday to use this, but I'm coming to the realization that I should just throw most of it away. Now let's come back to where we left off. As you can see, it looks a bit more clean than before, though what I don't like is this big empty space. Maybe I'm able to fill it up somehow. And yeah, I sorted out quite a lot of material. I kept only the pieces that are good enough. There's some foam and whatever this is. Yeah. Now, behind me, there's the most chaotic collection of things that you have seen in the studio so far. Are you ready to see what's inside? Oh, I think I dropped something. Don't know what though. Are you ready? Oh, let me guide you through it. It is worse than it looks. This is the first shelf. It is mostly paper and paper only, but chaotically stacked onto each other. So that is the least of my problems. Oh, and I lied. There's some warbler, which is plastic. thermoplastic. Then this section here is mostly strings, wires, and beads. Like anything that looks close to this, and also some random stuff. A bit of synthetic hair. Oh, and if you remember this little hat. But overall, still manageable. Then, this is mostly thin cardboard packages and some additional random stuff on top. It is a bit more complicated to sort because it's all falling apart. Now this is getting interesting. Here I keep all of my glue, except for hot glue. Paper rolls. I have quite a lot of them. And some harder materials, just like wood and fairy lights. But also foam clay. And there's fabric in the back. Yeah, all pretty mixed up. I'm just gonna film the bottom because it's very low. Here's empty tea cans, wood, PVC pipe, magnets, and a lot of belts, a broken umbrella, and my batteries that I use for my microphone. Yeah, it's kind of completely all over the place. There is a system that I could talk about for hours, but instead I'm just gonna clear it all out. Not looking forward to this. Not at all. I don't need to tell, I can show. I mean, it is definitely possible to sort all these and find a system that works, but I'm afraid I probably don't have all the resources for that at the moment. I brought some boxes, as well as this, because I will definitely not be throwing everything into the closet again. Then I have the same issue as before. Now, I do have a new possibility. I can actively my grandma's redecorating the whole way. Yeah, at the moment I do have the possibility to actively communicate with you guys. That sounded so Bavarian. But yeah, with my new behind the scenes series, I will have feedback soon. Ooh. By the way, 2 days ago I aged. Well, I'm actively aging even in this moment, but you know what I mean. Probably. My mom made me a little box with my favorite snacks, and it was this one. And additionally, she put this inside because she knows that I can use it, and I definitely will. It looks so pretty. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it's like really rainbowish, holographic. Anyway, let me approach this huge mess. Now, is there an English equivalent? Can't think of one right now. How are you doing? I'm doing great. I'm exhausted. And I haven't turned on any studio lights to show you how beautifully the afternoon sun is shining into my window. At 7 p.m. we had to turn the clocks. I don't even know if any other country does this. So we turned the clocks. As you can see, the mess is entirely gone. I'm almost finished. I just have to dispose of the trash. So I'm just gonna show you the process. Today I bought a bag that you can like store clothes in, to store it under here. A perfectly elegant solution for this bag that I stored all my clothes in previously. I didn't really change anything in this corner here except for this. I've been storing my canvases back here, and they will stay here because they add a nice touch to the atmosphere of this art studio. And I added a few little cardboard surfaces that I use for coloring. Yeah, mostly coloring. This is unrelated. It's piano sheet notes from my great aunt. Here we have some Beethoven. And then this corner. I haven't mentioned this before. It's an element that was standing around in the basement and no one had a need for it except for me. And it is rather small and practical. On here I have my drawing tablet, easily accessible. The drawers don't really open up that much, but it's fine for little things such as sweet treats, some sketchbooks and colors. This is an Aquarine, by the way. What is in here? I forgot. Ah, yes, another drawing tablet and all the accessories beneath. And in the lowest drawer, there's all the accessories I need for my laser. Like mostly materials. Like I said, there's trash. The bin's filled up again, and this is still here. Guitar. I cleaned up the top of my closet too, and there was mostly technical stuff on there, like a lot of light switches, light bulbs, and a window cleaning set for my roof window. I think the window wasn't properly looked after for a long time. I managed to exchange a foam strip, like the insulation, and in order to do that, I had to scrape and then melt the glue scraps off the wood. Yeah, it was pretty disgusting before. The foam was crumpling and falling off. I'm glad it is now fixed. The window's now clean. There's nothing exciting in these boxes except for some... Oh no, this is the wrong one. This one's empty. And then here's just some leftovers from an art project I did a while ago. Then this is still a storage chamber, so it's allowed to look like a storage chamber. The chair was taking away space, so it's here. Some video equipment and some art. I actually don't know where to store all my art yet, but I kind of put it in the corners here. This is from the Lampmaster video and the armor. And then back there's the underwater town and a broken sword. But now I'm proudly gonna show you the final boss of my studio. You can already see that it's different. Let me give you a quick tour. Down here we have some big materials that don't fit anywhere else, as well as a box full of materials that I can use as a base for something. Like it's mixed media, basically trash, basically not. Now here you can see that I actually kept a bit of packaging material. There's all kinds of light technology in here, as well as wool, because I didn't know where to put it. And then here's all kinds of materials that can be shaped, if that makes any sense. Foam clay also fits in this category, but it's taking up too much space here. Then here's my glue, easily accessible. Technically, I could put my baby here. A hand sewing machine that I haven't used yet. Then all sorts of manuals and equipment. Decorations for me and my background, and some shiny paper scraps, or like tiny paper scraps. Then my jewelry kit that should also be easily accessible. It fits perfectly on here. Behind this, there's this box which doesn't need to be accessible because there's just some previous art in there. And now we're getting to the most interesting part. As you can see, I kind of improvised with a bit of cardboard. I basically bought these 3 sorting elements off IKEA, and well, they fit perfectly in here. I could have bought actual drawers to fit them in there, but no, this is good enough. Everything in here is very accessible, which I like. I kind of categorized it in shiny stuff. I didn't know where to put this. Then tape, invisible string, pipettes. Oh, this is the most random drawer. Then we have the material drawer. It basically has wire, glass, rubber bands, leather bands, a lot of wood, warbler, and tiny warbler leftovers. And then on top, this is kind of the sewing drawer. We have all kinds of string, buttons, leftover string, needles, Velcro, stretchy bands, lace, zipper, those tiny clasps, a measuring band. And even though I dislike sorting, I am rather satisfied with the end result and quite relieved. Then finally, here's my foam clay because I didn't know where to put it. And surprisingly, I have a lot of empty space. This is another element that I bought off IKEA. It is for paper, which is why I put paper in it. I can just take the elements out. This one, for example, is just copy paper. The second one is fancy paper, like this. This one's colored paper. That one has bigger paper scraps. And then here's just some watercolor paper. That's not books. That is. And the camera is about to turn off in 8 seconds. 6 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Because my camera can just record 30 minutes. It is getting dark quickly. That's my progress so far. It has been going rather slow because I have been taking care of my health lately. There are times when I'm not as in shape as I wish to be, but it's nothing fatal. I can manage. I will be fine. I've been dealing with it for years, so you don't have to worry. But yeah, that's the reason why sometimes there's huge breaks between videos. I just wanted to be a bit transparent about that, but not too transparent because it's still my private life and I'm not gonna share everything about it, just so you know. I'm actually quite grateful for some of your comments because whenever I do something that's bad for my health or stressing me, like potentially stressing me out, I get scolded by you pretty quickly. And that's actually a good thing. I can actually see that there's a community forming. I always feel like I don't appreciate that. I like to see you in the comments, every one of you, and I like to recognize people that I've seen before, especially Art Fight. I recognize a lot of you from Art Fight that are still in my comments to this day, and it's nice. If there's ever anything community related that you would like to see me do, or if there's a problem, feel very free to tell me. And I'm serious about that. But I'm noticing that I'm getting off track, and before it's getting completely dark, I'm just gonna cut it here. And when I have taken out all the trash, it's probably finished. Would you like some transitions? Because I have transitions. hope this was to your liking, and if not, then, well, it wasn't. I'm so excited to finally start a new art project because it's been a while in my newly cleaned studio. And yeah, I've been using this new space back here a lot because it's so comfortable. The vibe in this video might have been different, mostly because I'm not passionate about sorting and cleaning up. But I hope you still enjoyed it. So have a nice day, evening or night, and see you next time. Bye. I'm going to stay here, and I'm just gonna close my eyes and sleep for a minute. Why are you still here? Go to the next video or turn off your device. Good night. Bye.